I've got some pump water. It's poured out perfectly in all the brick inclusions. Let's drill. Oh, it's moving, it's moving. Oh yeah, no way. Back down at Ironbridge today, Cintec day today. So we're repairing the structural deviation of brickwork, you could call it, or mess on this corner. Picked it up in the last video we did. We showed on the other video this crack, or this movement, this bow in this wall here. What the lads are doing, we're just setting up the Cintec drill, or the core drill. No, it's here actually. And we're just putting the stand on, bolting it to the scaffolding. Ready. I think it's about 2.5 meters, I don't know. 2.5 meters I think, down this wall. This drill base or drill stand, or now it's a horizontal drill stand. We fabricated this base plate which has got a scaffolding clip on it, just welded to the bottom of it, and then what we do is we bolt the stand to that because we need these adjustments on the stand to obviously tilt it whichever way we need to do. And what we're going to do is run a string line down this building to get the line through. We're going to bolt the drill on there, and then this line then will measure off on a couple of points to make sure that we don't end up coming down this line and popping out. Just a little issue with the jig.
No issues.
Not that issue. We've got a bit of rock on it, and we've put these 2 swivel clips on, and the movement in the swivel clips is allowing the jig to move. So plan A is we're just going to G-clamp these poles together just to tighten them up and pull them onto each other. So we'll try that first and see how we get on. These little clamps worked a treat. Just put one on each side, and stiff as we needed anyway. Just going to string line down here now, measure off this bit there and there, make sure that we're in line as close as we can because it's not the straightest wall. That'll do. So there, 165, just kissing that brick. Oh, that's bang on, is that? 165, just kissing that brick. Double check it, double check it. Oh, that might be just a tad under. No, I'm saying that's right, that. I'm saying it's right. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Have we got level there? Yes. No, it's ever so slightly down, but I'm not too worried. I think by the time that drill goes in and, yeah, no, but by the time that drill goes in and pushes, it's gonna push a little bit anyway. Right, do you want to get this lot plugged in? Oh, we've got a lead up here. Get that lot plugged in. We've got some pump water. You don't want to be a lot, add just enough water. You just need it, just enough water to flush it. Only a quarter of a turn or something. As soon as we haven't got a water supply, let's not go on a bit more. You'll need more than that. It's got to flush it as well. Go on. Go on. Yeah, boy. Just screwing on an extension piece, got that first little bit in, and I weren't too bothered about getting the extension piece on straight away because I like to have a guard now, and once you've set off, easy. Reset, 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 reset. Has that core gone in there? Yeah, it is. Beautiful. First core. Well, you can see that. It does look really smart. Bit of cement there. It's cored out perfectly in all the brick inclusions. Nice is that. I'd keep that for a paperweight. You got an hammer there anyway. I'll do it with drill. Fingers. Right. So, do it. Yeah. That one that we did at 6 metre, it was in a stone rubble filled wall and we were going through core. And I said to the engineer, I said, we need to grout it first to stabilise this core. He's going, no you don't, no you don't, no you don't, you'll be right. So we didn't do it. And every time we do this now, pull core out, and then you'll be back at the beginning because a load of rubble had dropped down.
Yeah. And you just doing twice as much work.
Oh yeah, it was awful. Well, it was just literally every time you pull it out, you'd start again. It took us days and days. Then we had to do about 4 rolls, and we were there for nearly 4 weeks doing it. It's relentless. Oh, just trying to, don't put it. It bungles back the other way.
It keeps swapping sides though.
How many times how many days, how many years have you been here, man? You still don't know how to left to loosey righty tighty. Hey, bungle. Yeah, some sand. Oh. Yeah, boy. And a little one as well. Yep. Is that going on? Yep. We're at a metre. Right, done, dinner time.
We're going to have to put all cores back in.
We've got a couple of extension pieces on now. So we're just running through probably about 1.5 metres into wall. You can see where we've got all the flush coming out from the drill bit. And probably down to about there now, somewhere. And generally just coming out these joints here. Yeah, we'll be down to about here somewhere. That's all done. Hey, just move the drill now. We've set it up exactly the same way with a string line running down off that bit. We are just a couple of mil out this way. It needs to come this way a couple of mil, but I'm not worried about it. It's only 2.5 metre down there, so it'll be fine. Let's drill. On this one, I just want to say that we've drilled it as well right on the brick joint, so that when we've got some big square stainless pattress plates on it, and what we want to do is cover as many bricks as we can with it, because if we'd have drilled it straight in the middle of that, we'd only skimmed these other bricks. So now with drilling it in the centre, we've got a nice large area, and it's definitely going to grab these 3 bricks here, and that's why we're doing the other one exactly the same, right on a brick joint. We have now drilled the holes. It is 2 days later though, and because of that we need to wet down inside these holes. They have dried out now, and we don't want the Cintec or the grout to be going into a dry hole because it will stop the grout from flowing. So we're just currently flooding the holes with water to make sure they are completely drowned all the way down. We're just filling the Cintec bag. It could have come in a plastic liner with Cintec inside, and it's got a sock on it, or a fabric sock. And what we need to do is make sure that this is wet all the way through. Again, because if we put it in and we don't wet it, the grout's not going to expand through the material. It's going to hit the dry sock, and it's not going to flow through right to the edges of the sock and expand the sock. So what we generally do is just leave them in the bag and fill the bag up as much as we can with water, and then we'll leave it like this for 10 to 15 minutes just to let the cloth sock absorb this water. Next job, grout bucket with water in. Leaving that now for 10-15 minutes just to set up. It will go a little bit thicker. I can't stress enough how wet these holes have got to be, and the wetter they are, the better they are. And these brick will absorb so much, it's unbelievable. Ideally we'd have done this 2 days ago once we cored it, because the water in the coring process is ideal, but we couldn't because I had to screw it off. Pressure pot. This is what we use for putting the grout in, and it is basically a modified painting pot that we use, which works really well. Apart from it having a big kink in it. Hey, what we're just going to do is just put some water in there, and we're just going to put the Cintec in now. The tube, I'll show you in a minute, that goes down with the Cintec, and we're just going to pump some water down so we get water out to the back of the hole. You see, this is it, it's just a fabric sock, and that's it. And then all we do is just make sure that this sock's bigger than the bar, so it scrunches up like this. So what we want to do is just make sure it's scrunched up all the way through the Cintec, and it's not just all at the bottom or all at the top and everything else is really tight. And then we'll just leave it in the plastic sleeve, put it in there, because then that stops it all ending up at that end, because it catches as it goes down the hole. And this is the other side. The straw goes all the way down the Cintec right to the other end, and it's got holes in it sporadically down the bar. And we've got a M12 stainless steel bar here, and then this is the end of the sock. This nozzle out of the grout gun, silicone nozzle, goes in there, and we just pressurise it up. What you need to be able to do is feel the end of this sock. As this sock inflates, it's like a touch test to see how much grout you put in it, and when it firms up, that's when you know how much you've grouted. So it's no good shoving it right back in there, because you can't get your finger in to do it. Just in workshop there, we've got a little portable compressor. It's only a small one, you don't need a lot of air pressure in here, you just need enough to pressurise the pot, and the grout don't come out that fast, so you don't need anything big. So when we thought that it was all going so well, the actual valve on the end of the gun is stuck shut. We can't get it working, so we stripped it down, and we still can't get it working. I think it's slightly corroded in there, and then also might just have a bit of residue from the last grouting exercise that we did. Oh, it's moving, it's moving. That's got it a little bit. Yeah, it's just full of grout. Oh yeah, no way. Snapped it. Yeah, that's gonna have to do. It's gonna have to do. No, in the pipe, in the pipe, in the pipe, in the pipe, in the pipe. So what we're gonna do, what we're doing is just pumping some water down that pipe now. Just to make sure that sock's fully wet and we'll get some water into the hole. I've just put a rubble sack in there and it just helps because we don't have to then wash all that out. We can just pull the rubble sack up, put a cable tie around it and go on to the next one. Pot's loaded, valve's on. We ain't going to be able to turn it off, so it might get a little bit messy at the end, but we'll make it work. You can just see grout coming up here in a minute. There we go. And we're in. Takes forever and you think, and because this fills up with grout, you just think, is there anything coming out? And you get a real big urge just to pull that nozzle off. But experience says that it just takes a little while for it to fill that sock up, especially something at 2.5 metre. It doesn't happen quickly. That's it, it's a bit now. Can't move it. Oh, just. These always tend to fill up from the back and then work their way forward. I don't know how they do it, but whether they drill smaller, bigger holes at the back, I don't know, but that's how they tend to work. I can't move it now, so it's starting to bite. Just seeing there, the sock's expanded really tight. That's what we're looking for, full expansion of the sock. We also need to do, now we've bust the end, we have to crease the hose, and we need to crease this as well, just to stop the grout rushing back out. That's all we do. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh yeah, boy. Then just fold that over. We'll put a cable tie on this to hold it while the grout goes off for an hour, and then we'll cut this off down inside the hole, and then we've just got the 10mm bar left out. This is what happens if you don't tie it off. So the grout starts oozing back out. A bit of grout left in there now, but we'll mix a fresh one up for the other one because we've got 2 bags of grout. And we'll just leave this in the bag to set, and then we'll move it later. Pour it. They don't fill up quick. You think when you look at grout come out, you think, oh god, I'll fill it well quick, but there's a lot of sock to fill, and especially if there's big void, if there's voids in it as well, because the anchor's got the sock expands around all the voids as well. So we're in now. Just chop this part back. You can see it's got a grouting end of it, but it's solid. Still got a little bit of movement, but that's going to take 24 hours, 48 hours to actually fully set. Got these bad boys. So these are just going to slide on like that. And that one on there. Wash on it, nut on it. And what we'll do, just tighten these, not tighten them, but we'll just get them on. We'll just leave them loose. And I think, what day are we on today? Thursday. We'll leave these until Monday before we put anything on them. But again, it's probably only going to be 5 Newton, something like that. Something, nothing really. We don't want to end up pulling all this brickwork in and disturbing this. It's just to stop it coming any further. So as long as they're nipped, we'll be fine. I think just for my OCD, we'll have all the lines horizontal. I think one of the main issues in this wall is this iron that we've got in here. There's a piece there and a couple of packers in there. And I think that's just jacked and lifted and it's kicked it out. But if we take them out, we're going to have a few problems, so we're not. Next thing as well, we've cut all this ivy back probably about 3 months ago, and it's growing back. And in here there's a massive root system in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to chop these out, and then we're going to put some glyphosate pellets, drill them and stick them in the root system, and then we'll go inside as well and we'll try and get it killed off there. Everything else will get sprayed, and we'll rake out the root systems as far as we can and spray some more glyphosate in it and then try and point over it. But there's a chance that it is going to come back because it's heavily in that wall, but we'll kill it off as much as we can. So what we're going to do rest of this week, we're just going to replace these couple of bricks that are missing here. We're going to deep pack all these and get this. We've pointed up to this point and left it because we were doing the Cintec and we didn't want to disturb this too much. And then next week we'll come back, Cintecs will have gone so we can tighten them up, and we need to rebuild all this brickwork and change some of the brickwork out there. So we'll be back in 2 seconds and it'll be next week. Just come back, have a look at these Cintecs. We're just going to put a tapered washer on this because we've got a bit of an angle on that plate. We're only biting on that bottom half of that nut, so we're just going to stick a 15-degree tapered washer on that. But lads have built up this brickwork this week, replaced whatever was missing. We've still got this to do down in the bottom. That's next week's job when the scaffolding goes. But looking sweet as a nut, that. Anyway, another one wrapped up, bit done. Hope you like it. Hope you learned something. See you later.